Welcome back everyone to Let's Play the Dune-like playthrough of Shadow Empire, episode number 4. Someone made a very clever comment about Gurney Halleck, the militia being the Gurney Halleck, riding back to save the city. I thought that was a really clever one. So yeah, we'll be doing this will be light role-playing elements of Dune, mixed in with the base game, played on a desert planet. Let's evaluate how we're doing so far. Maybe not cast a grade judgment yet, but at least say that things have gone pretty well for us. We started off with such a strong militia. I think that's going to be a real benefit moving forward. We're currently at war with two miners, Castello to the east and Ateneo to the west. I think the one in the east was essentially my fault. I don't know when their borders went red, if it was after I attacked them first, or if their borders went red for another reason. We still really want the power. Sorry. It's a factory, right? Yeah, we still really want the factory at the tools industries down here, but declaring war on the one of the majors bordering us might be pushing it, considering we did snipe the other asset really close to us. This one's going to provide some population. Speaking of population, we have a population which is not particularly happy with us. We did eliminate the source, so riding back the Gurney Halleck maneuver, whatever. We did ride back and destroy this militia unit, and that's extremely good. Look, I mean, the militia units, they don't respawn. So if we can just put them down, we can kind of clear our territory, and then we won't have to worry, hopefully we won't have to worry too much about danger for our main city after that. So I don't think there's anything more we really wanted to do on this turn. We're down to only 49 credits. It's a bit low. Fuel is looking okay. In a pinch, we could definitely sell some. With the price point of 40, I think this is actually not a bad time, and we'll just go ahead and sell, well, really as much as we can. Gain 117 credits. You never know when, like the next turn, for all we know, we could get an event which really requires us to have some credits. So I know we just jumped into the episode, but I don't think there's anything more to do, so I'm going to end the turn, and, well, yeah, I think that's it, so end turn. Here we go. Okay, back. We killed 200 infantry. We didn't lose any. That's always a good sign. And 4 decisions. We were attacked in the north. Actually, not too much happened this turn. So, the total of your industry assets is at 1 level, and that is higher. Okay, so we got lucky. The private industry apparently bailed us out. And we discovered hospital, which is fantastic. That might even be the next thing we have to build. Zoo project is fantastic. Wow, we'll play that probably right away. Okay, so the gods have been generous. The Dune Emperor, whatever. Alright, let's see. So Reddenhall wants total power over an estate. Reddenhall, you gotta calm down with this. Middle option is gonna make everyone happy. It's gonna increase mine, lower autocracy. These are all very good things. It's like pretty much a no-brainer. Then we have Economic Council priorities. Hospital or sealed roads. Okay, so it was discovered, it wasn't researched yet. I'm going to keep going with the sealed roads just because we're close to finishing. I don't think it matters too much. This is interesting. We actually have a chance of passing the meritocracy one, which is what I want anyway. And by have a chance, I mean it's almost exactly a coin toss. And of course we failed. Well, that's a bummer. Quest in helping fight Syndic cells. So the Montagnards right now have a relation with us of only 3 points. I should have mentioned this. I looked at the report briefly before ending the turn. Just in the last turn, a couple minutes ago. And the Montagnard had a relation of 3 with us then, so I started thinking, well, maybe we do need to look out for war with them. Anyway, they want our help to exterminate the Syndics. Or we can do what is very popular for one of my people, gives me government, lowers autocracy, and that's the option. Relations with apparently gone even lower. I don't know how that's even... Oh, yep, it's possible. We're down to 0. Let's Let's take a look at Cambridge itself. So I'm a little worried. Okay, so it dropped by another 3, but how are we doing? 6 due to high danger. So the unrest did not drop. I mean, did not cause any relationship problems or relation problems. Militancy looks great though. It's kind of unusual. Let's take a look at the history real fast just to see what happened around us. This is the unusual thing. It's this. Okay, it's at the very edge there. It's you can see them taking. Now it's over here on the right, taking that territory. Now it's on the left. Vic probably has to smooth out this. Oh my god, I'm getting nauseous trying to follow this chain of. Must have been like the perfect storm of, like this point right here must be the point where he's choosing where to send things. So if it happens in this hex, we see it from over here. If it happens in this hex, we see it centered over here. I don't know. So this is the one attack. There's 2 militia here. Looks like they both attacked, but it didn't. Nothing happened. No bad result. Just killed off 200 of them. We do want to be a little bit careful about supply right now. I don't know why we're not completely in supply. Let's try to figure this out. It's food related. Let's go to our SHQ. Okay. Yeah, this is interesting. So I think it's actually how close we are or something. This says that all the supply is getting there. Why is it not? We just don't have enough food. What, not enough was in stockpile or something? We have 130 in stockpile. How much are we expecting? I mean, we went up by 7. I think maybe we just didn't have enough food in the stockpile to begin with. Like, we are positive, we're making food, blah, blah, blah. But maybe, even though that's true, we just didn't have enough in the stockpile. Like, we were just too low. We're gaining some every turn, but our people needed more than that at a given time. So, if that is correct, if that is what the actual problem, I think just buying like even 50 food will be enough to hopefully solve that problem. Just to get us moving in the right direction. Let's also take a look at the assets, because I'd like to see, yeah, light industry was finished. That is really, really, really good for us. That is exceptional. Not only because it gives our demand report, so we start to look good. And the other one is the bureaucratic assets, which actually is, I think, with the completion of the industry, probably our next priority. So let's try to get the city to return to happiness first. Let me take a look at what kind of things. Political bonus points. So unfortunately this castle looks the same as this castle, but they're for very different things. Quality of life security is important. Quality of... No. Maybe this is the important one, the barracks. This is going to take 200 points, 400 metal. That's a lot of metal. I mean, obviously we want to save as much metal as possible for the really gargantuan cost of Industry 1. Once you have it, though, it doesn't take any more metal. So that's... But at the same time, we're so far behind, I think we just need to save our city. So barracks will take 2 turns. We have not enough metal stored away even as it is. And the funny thing is, I was going to say bureaucratic office next, but neither of those things are... No, this is only 1 round. I'm sorry, I misspoke. We could do the bureaucratic offices easy. Will it help, though? I don't know. I guess we can use political points to get different councils to maybe get something which is going to help our people. Yeah. And the fact that the units that are actually in Cambridge are also short on food is a pretty good sign that it's not a logistics issue. It's just a raw need issue. So, as I said, hopefully our purchasing of food resolves it. In fact, I can go back here. We can see, yeah, 776. So we are short by 202. I don't know. Okay, I was having a look around. It turns out that the stats is going to have what we need. There's unit supply logistics, fuel's fine, ammunition's fine. Engineering supply, I don't know what that refers to even. Oh, energy, of course. Ding dong. Anyway, food, not fine. And the great thing is, it shows us 180 out of 382, which means that we're short, it looks like 202 food. That sounds familiar, right? So what I think we have to do is, it's a little bit confusing though, because it actually shows that we're producing 713. Although we're actually only producing, so total food produced in the zone, or, you know, to the zone was plus 713, but actually produced was only 335. Now 335 is still, what was that number over here? It is slightly smaller than 382, but I think 382 includes not just the food that they need per turn, but the makeup food, because, you know, people are, you know, they need to replenish the stockpile, which we had started to deplete because we didn't have enough food at one point. Okay, so what do we want to do this turn? Let's probably put some more pressure on Costello. I think that would be, it's a worthwhile thing. Otherwise, killing off the raiders means we never have to worry about killing them off again. Unfortunately, we conceded the ruins here. That was the closest ruins. I mean, we need a source of metal. We can hope that there's one over here, I guess. I honestly think that is our best maneuver. Okay, going here, we get 10 rounds. I'm not 10 rounds, but 10 points of bombardment. Keeping people close to the roads for now seems like a wise idea. I'm going to move this guy away. Exactly the opposite of what I just said, but for this, I think there's a good reason to do it. Essentially, we want to see if there's a marauder over there to protect it. I mean, if there is, we have to protect our border. Essentially, we don't want another marauder sneaking in and causing unrest or danger at the city, which is already having a hard enough time as it is. Okay, so let's just do a ranged attack here. Good hits already. Always like to see a kill, but may not happen.
Copy that.
Okay. So, lower the readiness. Wow, from 94 down to 26. If this unit stays here, we really soften them up for another attack next turn. Shoot, do we even have to wait? What does this look like? 7 to 1. Like something, my spider sense is tingling, telling me it's not a good idea. Oh yeah, we're also a little bit out of supply. So, 7 to 1. 7 to 1. The readiness is low. I mean, there are only 3 units here, 1 unit there, 1 unit there. There are only 5 units total. I should have them covered. I'm actually a little bit surprised it's not higher than 7 to 1. Even 5 to 1 should be good enough odds. I'm talking myself into it. We don't need to be that impatient, but yeah, I don't know. We won't be that impatient. It doesn't matter. Let's surround the unit first. It's just going to retreat backwards anyway. So, okay. Assets-wise, do we want to do anything? Well, we're just slowly pulling some metal and some industrial. I really want to do the bureaucratic offices or the barracks. Just at least one of the two. Of course, they are mutually exclusive at this point. It'll take a long time to recover from the metal that we spend on either of these. Lots of good choices. I mean, this game does really make you think. I probably shouldn't be playing it so late at night. Okay, so let me think about this. I'm just going to scroll around, check reports. I don't actually think we have any more reports left to check. I was looking at, all the different reports, the different information we have. I can't find anything. So I think we're just going to end this turn. Okay. Let's do it. Man, the first thing I thought is, oh, I didn't play my stratagem cards. So hopefully I'll remember to do that. First things first. At least we want to look at the decisions first, but after we've done that, hopefully we remember this time. Okay, Sealed Roads is now complete, which means we'll begin looking at hospitals. And yeah, we'll go to decisions, and don't forget stratagems. Redenhall wants to change the propaganda. Man, Redenhall, you're just giving me tons of opportunity to improve my mind, so that I like it. It also gives me an opportunity to befriend my leaders. So I think we're just going to go with this. Incident at the library. Wow, unrest I cannot handle right now. Oh my gosh, it's going to decrease our relations with... let's take a look at the... I think we have to do it. Wow, this is just insane how unlucky I'm getting. Galalane is our Supreme Command Council. Okay, so before we do this, we should do any trades we want to do, because relations are about to plummet. I think we're still going to sell like another 100 fuel.
Copy that.
And there it is. He raised the price that we got. We'll probably want to sell a lot of water, although I do have an idea about what to do. Sell 600. Wow. It's pretty cheap, but what good is it doing just building up? So we'll sell 600 for only 84 credits.
Copy that.
Not planning to sell food anytime soon. In fact, the more interesting thing is to see, it looks like everyone's getting food this turn. Well, that's good. And it looks like we have a stockpile building for next turn. In fact, all these values look very similar. So that's a good sign. Oh, wait a second. Some of our people got food. Did anybody get food? I must have been looking at the green ball. Yeah, we are not getting food still. Okay, and this is where I think that we're just going to go with the... We're going to make a hard decision that the assets we're building up for, barracks, bureaucratic, whatever, well, we just have to live in with the reality that food is going to come first, and we're probably going to have to spend all that hard-earned metal and industrial points too. We're probably going to spend them on upgrading our farming dome here. It's going to increase our water usage as well, besides obviously just increasing the workers as well. So we may have to increase the workers getting water, and this has a pretty big effect. But look, I get very nervous when we don't know. I mean, food is just really important, right? So before I do this, let's take a look at the other decisions. Oh yeah, so that's a tough one. We'll get back to it. Military advisors requested. They want to pay us 600 credits. You got to be just... I'm sorry, we are going to do it.
We'll go.
And I think our autocracy is not... It might be limiting now? No, not quite still. Probably because we got so many government... or governor... plus mine minus autocracy events. Bernador, I think we will accept embassies. I'm fine with this ending up being a more positive major with us. And there, now we're down to just the one. So what was it that I wanted to do before this? Oh yeah, trade. So is there any other trading I want to do? Buying? I mean, part of me wants to buy more food still. Can we afford? I mean, we just got 600 money, so we can probably afford to buy another 100 food.
Copy that.
Yeah. He knows the decision is coming. He's not willing to help me out now. Do we want to buy any machine parts? We have 10, which is good. It should last us. We can always build more as well. No, I mean, metal is something useful to buy as well, especially if you're getting close to the industry, but... Okay, here we go.
We'll go.
Didn't fully understand that one. Okay, now before I forget, oh my gosh, I almost forgot again. Okay, that's nice. We can increase relations with somebody who we have, who we're at peace with, I think. Unrest, not what I need right now. Gladiators, oh, I really could use that as well. But more importantly, zoo project. So this will add an extra zoo asset. So yeah, this is just a no-brainer. It's going to help. I think it adds quality of life entertainment. which is actually the same reason why I want the gladiators one. Maybe it would have been worth it to try that before we kind of let things go down and down and down, and I was like, well, we don't want to play the card which is going to give us a lot of unrest because we're trying to control it as much as possible, but this would have given us a fixed per turn benefit to that. I don't know if it would have overcome the huge negative you'd take for having like 60 unrest suddenly, but alright, so did that zoot? It didn't come into existence quite yet, but yeah, we're getting 21. That's really not that much, by the way, but still, 21 is a lot when you're thinking about when you're only making 50. Alright, let's get back to this. Can we surround him? No. That's a lot of bombardment. I think we have to do that. Let's do it here. Okay, let's probably just do all the bombardment. Okay, no, not true. Not true. Sand dunes. Okay, can you move here? That's going to take up pretty much all your turn. Which is stupid because I could have just moved there to begin with. Gonna do it this way. And just bombard.
Fire.
Ooh, wow. We even got a kill. That's the moneymaker right there. Well, I mean, honestly, I think if we had someone else in position, we would probably... we probably would do the attack. That was a pretty effective turn. Let's do this, and then just come back. Yeah. Just want to push the borders. Mainly, I want to push them over here just to make sure we have as much advance warning as possible if somebody's moving towards Cambridge. Okay, no return fire expected. That's really good. And we got a hit right off the bat with our low recon. So this is my opinion. It's still worth it. We got 2 hits. Still worth it to do the... Wow, we got a kill even. Wow, what the heck. Still worth it to do bombardment even if you don't have very good recon, because you could just end up like me, very lucky. Which is not something I normally say. Alright, yeah, anyway, we talked about it, but we didn't actually start it. 125 for 2 rounds is 250. We have it. This is 60 for 2, 124. We also have it. So let's start this upgrade. And the facility, the agricultural dome level 1 will continue to work while we upgrade, which you probably assumed, but just in case. And that seems like a decent enough turn, so let's end the turn. My, the militia were very busy. They did 2 attacks, both of them failed. We killed 600 infantry. This is against the people we bombarded last turn without recon. So I think that was a very effective move. Who knows, we could have actually been on the path to get 600 kills anyway, but it's, it's better to continue. How are they up here? Huh. Yeah, but if you're going to be attacked, it's better to weaken them as much as possible. So that's my thoughts on it, at least. So they did us a favor. Oh, in fact, I think we're going to be able to go all the way through them. No, we can't quite get here because of the sand dunes, but the reason why they did us a favor is they moved off the road. So we just... Okay, we can go here. We can go here. This is the big one. And we'll move here as well, which is 90, unfortunately, but we'll do this. Then we'll probably just do a whole bunch of bombardment on this unit, see what happens. Killed their bikers. We'd love to get a kill on their buggies, actually. Lots of hits, though. This is very good. Yeah, killed bikers, damaged trucks, buggies, and militia. It's very good. Perfect surround. I wish we could attack. Okay, so this is going not good. We're short on workers. Why is that? Seems like we have a pretty big pool of people we could pull from. I don't think this is workers related. It can't be logistics though, can it? It can be. It's exactly logistics related. Only 133 points. Well, that's going to be pretty simple. All we need to do is... Yeah, that's my fault. So a simple, really simple traffic circuit will work here, which is cut down. Let's just do 40% and, well, let's do 60% down that way. And now, if we do a preview of next turn, all we need to do is make sure we have 200. That was actually a guess. I wasn't actually doing the math, but it came out exactly right. We are now getting 200 over here, 120 down this line, and 80 down this line. So that's perfect. I mean, it's actually perfect. It was not intentional, but it is perfect. Okay. We started building this road, but then we figured out we have better uses for our industrial points for the moment. Gonna block off this one. It no longer serves a purpose to supply people up here, which is gonna drive more supply down here. So that's really good to see that the reason why we're not getting the full farming is just, and boy, it really, really, really hurts, but that's just because of logistics. I probably should be paying attention to that every turn. That's still, okay, we'll give in to their demands for 91 credits, absolutely. That's actually the one we want to see. So long as we can afford it, at least. Okay, good. So we're at 537 out of 688. We're getting closer to fulfilling, but maybe that's also because we didn't have food to fulfill? I don't know. All I know is as soon as we enter a new era, or as soon as we get any kind of fate point, we're going to play this Gladiators card. It's so critical. Even if I get a technology one, I'm going to play the... I mean, we just need to stabilize, and... How are we doing? 24, oh my gosh. 5 points due to unrest, 5 points due to danger. And dude, this stupid governor's so corrupt, he's killing me. Yeah, and with the unrest being bad, I think it is time that we gotta move some people home. Let's go to movement. Get this guy in here. These guys already moved. Well, attacked. You can't get into town this turn. Well, I still think I'm gonna move you home. In fact, what I could do. Oh man, we're trying to save the industrial points, not spend them too wantonly. 62 stockpile. So what's our asset at? Excuse me. I mean, it's going to take 2 more turns for this one anyway, because the only way it takes exactly 2 turns is if you get it 100% perfect. So having even one little hiccup like this might make sense as well for the reason why we weren't producing enough food, but okay. Regardless of the reason, we need to buy food. And it's not too much more expensive. We've been kind of spared that, thankfully. I'm just going to get 400 food and hopefully not have to worry about it. I won't get 400 food if it takes me below 500, but it doesn't look like it will. Okay, so this should...
Copy that.
Okay, that was only 150 credits. So we should be just under 600, which is fine. Machine parts are probably the right price. The price to move. If I get 2 of them... Man, it's so cheap. I think we're going to do it, even though it will drop us below.
Copy that.
Oh, yeah, no. Our SHQ guy's just killing it for us. He actually saved us enough money that we're still above 500. And then the next thing we're going to continue to track, I'm pretty sure it's going to be too expensive, is metal. Yeah, it's up to just about 2. Okay, that's fair. So no other military action plan for this turn. Yeah, the one thing I'm debating in my mind, of course, the problem is that we're going to have to feed more troops if we do this, is Getting light infantry just to get 5,500 more bodies in the city to control unrest. Like, unrest is just, it's just prime right now. In fact, I think I'm going to do that. God, I think I'm going to do that. It's just so important for us to get some bodies in the town. So let's do it. Takes us down in terms of metal and everything else, but that's a lot of people who are going to be sitting in the town, hopefully reducing unrest so that it's not a problem anymore. I mean, even if it doesn't solve that, at least it'll solve the problem that if we do have riots or rebellions, we have an army capable of dealing with that. We'll change this color to green in honor of the color of Atreides, the real one. No, I think it's this one. Okay. So there we go. And that's a nice green-blue blend. That's those two colors as we see them there, the blue and then the green. Those are usually the two colors I choose. I think we might already be done with this turn. Thankfully, we've kind of figured out the logistics at least a little bit better. So that'll solve... Yeah, I think... Well, let's just end the turn and see how that solves things. So, end the turn. Okay, we killed 400 infantry. This one is going to be a mystery even to me. Ah, round 13 now. We're getting there. 3 decisions waiting for us. First and foremost, okay, well, elections. 50%, they're basically split. How many more turns? 6. Okay, we have... No, we have 10 more turns. That is a lot. Oh, another zoo project. Oh my goodness, amazing. Okay, extremely low. This is bad. This is quite bad. Our goal... Okay, we can promise this because we already promised that, I think. And we plan to do it still. Mining assets to reach at least 2 levels. No, I don't see any plans for that unless we discover another deposit besides ice or water. And okay, so we'll go with A because it's something we can do. This is looking pretty good right now. No changes.
We'll go.
And new commander for this. Yeah. Well, let's recruit a mercenary since we have the political points to do so.
We'll go.
While I'm here, and before I forget, we are going to do the zoo project again. Which also reminds me, oh shoot, I wonder is it going to take it away, or is it going to say under construction, I hope? Whoa, scout station? What's this? Yeah, zoo 2. So this will give us quality of life points. That's really good. Scout station. Oh, great. Security. Oh my gosh. We may just pull this all together. Now look, I mean there's a point. You're... Okay, danger's at 26. Your unrest can only go so... Okay, so 4 points due to the 7,700 troops. I think we're going to do this. I should have done this a long time ago. This will probably give us 1 point. And how much is it right now? Unrest is giving us 4 points. So I think it's going to give us 1 more point back a turn. It's going to probably cost us a point. But I think we're going to do the net exchange that I was talking about. So go ahead and do this. Unrest increases by 41. It's a disaster. But we're also going to do this, which is going to also help us out. And my rationale is at this point things are so bad, our happiness might just go down to 0. And once it gets down to whatever trough it's going to get to, it will now accelerate back up pretty quickly. We don't really have to worry about the workers. So archaeological effort, this is possible to succeed right now. We've been kind of blowing a lot of points. Well, I mean, who is it? It's the governor. Okay, so let's give the governor... We'll assign a temporary shadow diplomat to a targeted leader. This is a major... So, assign help with leader's next skill roll. Yeah, so I do want this. There's a reason this is impossible, but we cannot tell you why. I think that that's a programming thing, but it also has very eerie, spooky, mysterious vibes to it. Oh, governor, yeah. So let's execute
Wilco.
Shadow Spy and Shadow Spy Diplomat on the same person, just because I'm not sure how it works.
Wilco.
And then we'll go back and try to see if we can find anything. Oh, we actually did it, 116. We are quite sure there are no hidden oh man. Well, that's a bummer. That's one way of clearing out your stratagem cards, though. How is our new person? So now we have... Did I or did I not recruit a mercenary? Should be somebody with really high war. Okay, so reserve pool. Sari Vickers, is this it? Or this might be the one. She has only a capacity of one. There's probably a way to see the log and figure out who just arrived. Oh no, this has got to be it. No, 26 is really not that great. A good candidate though. Capacity 2, decent stats, lots of will, which is great, and mind and democracy. So those are things that, I mean, we shouldn't be too opposed to. At least the mind that's a good fit for us. Okay, so how do we want to deal with this? What are yours? Man, we can guarantee you we're not going to be moving too much towards heart, or at least we don't want to. Democracy is a bit tougher. What are we going with right now? Yeah, we're not going very pro-democracy. Bill's got the suitability of 14. Well, you can kind of force a reshuffle just by recruiting a junior.
Wilco.
And then, there we go. Okay. It did not reshuffle in. Oh, it did. So Bill's now being reshuffled in. His command rating is 28. I think he's just the obvious candidate here. So that was nice. That worked out well. In the end, at least. Okay, so we'll move our militia here as well. Again, we want to bring down that unrest as quickly as possible. We'll continue bombarding even though we don't have... Well, I mean, I guess we can... How much is this going to take? 45 AP, bottom right. So we can do this and then come back, which is what we'll do. And then that's just to hopefully get a little bit more information about what we're dealing with here. And the whole time I still haven't done the history yet. Got another kill and 2 hits where we are just really killing it.
Copy that.
I remember somebody in the comments section, which I've been trying to read pretty closely now, was mentioning that these attacks, the recon, you should get it up, which is true, but obviously, even without getting the recon up, we're having some very good effect. Okay, we lost a lot of food. That makes me a little bit happier. So what is going on here? Is it truly now a worker shortage, or is this logistics related? Okay, it started off at 200. 200 were present. Okay, good. So it started off, the initial was 200, which means it satisfies that initial requirement. I guess the points will drop because some were used to get over here, which is exactly what happened, yes. We actually did have a little bit of a problem getting over here. That's fine, we can actually cut off more of the ones to the south, since we don't really need as much going down there and there's nothing happening. I mean, I think we could just cut it off entirely for the moment. You know what? Just in case, I'll put 90%. Just some, I don't know. Call me crazy. I can't really justify why I'm doing that. Okay, used and then preview. That looks good. 235, 141. A little bit of extra going southeast, east. Turn that off, and what do we want to think about assets wise? Well, yeah, why is this still short? It must be, I think at this point it must be due to us not having enough workers. And we do have one other solution to that. It's not something I really want to do. Oh no, feast is what I would want to do, but yeah, actually this is funny. This one will give us just a flat increase of population happiness, which means that we do have an ace up our sleeve if we can make it 10 turns or whatever, or if we can somehow wrangle an extra fate point somehow, then we would have an opportunity to play the population happiness one. And I think, well, hopefully we get things under control pretty quickly. Yeah, and it's 40 minutes, perfect place to call this video to a close. But I want to look at the construction options again, just kind of plot out where we are. We're losing metal. Metal should now be done. Shouldn't need any more. We're not using any, so that should just be going up now. If we want to get a barracks, which we certainly do, I mean, we even want a bureaucratic office, but we need to actually use money probably and buy all the metal. And that might be what we end up having to do. We did that autocracy increase, like military advisor decision. That did give us enough money that if we wanted to, I mean, I don't like the price of it. Did it drop by 0.01? I don't know, but it's more or less, I mean, it's pretty expensive. If we were to buy all the metal that they have for, that they have available right now, we would still be short the total amount we need to build the barracks, which is a bad sign. Okay, so how do we want to deal with this? Probably sell some more water. Well, it's pretty, actually it's not cheap. It is cheap, don't get me wrong, but it's not cheap for water. Cheap for water is like 0.1, 0.12, 0.15 is what I think we sold it for before. So we just need to make sure we keep enough. So let's just sell 200. Water is, I hope, picking up in price, because hopefully other people don't have water, and then our water becomes a little bit more valuable. But otherwise, I don't think that I want to, I'm actually sure I do not want to increase the production of water, because we're short on people right now. Now, I think when the agricultural 2 is done, it only requires, 10,000 workers. So right now we have 10,000 workers. We're expecting 10,000 workers to build it. So it's actually 6,200, 5,062. So we're expecting we need a total of 11,200, and we're a bit shy of that. I don't know why that is. It seems like there's something going on system-wide. It doesn't seem to be a worker shortage, because Moorbase is suffering from a shortage of energy for some reason. And actually, you're short half your workers, which is really, really not a good thing. I don't know why this is. Let's take a look at the workers. I'm going to have to go around and find actually where the workers' stats are. I'll try to do that off camera if I remember. Just so we can figure out who's working for us and why more people are not working for us. What's the deal? Worker happiness is 68. So maybe if we increase worker happiness, it will increase the number of people who are willing to become workers. I mean, honestly, between 68 and 17, I'd rather be in the 68 category, but maybe that's not how it works. So anyways, until next time, I hope you're enjoying this series. I really am. I'm looking forward to doing these recordings. So until the next one, take care.